Where's Justin? Where is Justin? Where are you at in this year? Have you slept?
I thought that was the girly magazine you had lifted it up
No.
there for
It's the Rich List 2023. I'm trying to find where Justin is this year. All right, there you are. There, just below Lord Rothschild and just above the Kirkland family. See you now, Justin. That's all right. Yep.
Very good. Very good.
Well, how you getting on today?
I'm all right. I'm really annoyed that I missed that whiskey tasting last night. People thought I was at it because the pictures are posted already, because we linked through to them.
Right.
And I thought to myself that was a really good night last night. I mean, it was unbelievable.
We'll talk a bit more about it afterwards because it was really nice. Clare Council done a really nice thing, and there was really good music and stuff on it. We'll talk about that. We'll do that a wee bit later. But you missed a good night.
Yeah, good. So an action-packed night tonight. It's actually a quadruple whammy night tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Quadruple whammy, because not only do we have the news coming up, with all the details of last night coming up, we have Lough Gill coming up, and Achill Island as well coming up.
Well, it's going to be a bit of a Connacht special because everybody thinks there's no whiskey over in Connacht, and that's just not true. There's quite a lot of it that's actually being made. There's quite a lot of it that's produced over there. Okay, it's sourced. I mean, everybody's doing that. But I just wanted to sort of do a bit of a highlight of that. Yeah.
You've got the wrong jumper on tonight. Normally, you have the same jumper on every week.
I know. No, this is North Face a fleece on. I know. Change the jumper. We do mix it up a bit, Justin.
All right.
I'm going to have a wee McConnell's. That's a bit of a hit last night too.
I've actually got these ones tonight. I've got some of that Smithwick's Red Ale tonight. First change.
That's not good. No, yeah.
What's wrong with Smithwick's Red Ale?
Not a thing. Wait, what?
I thought you said it wasn't. That's not good.
I never said it wasn't good.
All right. I like that. Franciscan Well, I like as well. What is people saying? Good evening. Munster win.
My dad was talking about that earlier on. Hang on. I have to plug this in because my screen keeps going black because the battery saver mode. Hang on.
God, that's bad.
I know. This is why live TV. If you're doing live, Justin, you always But anyway,
I know. We don't have a super injunction against us, so we're all right.
Aye. I would have a Forest shirt on the night. No, my Forest shirt's up there. It was all right. It was on display last week. Forest staying up. Come on, what a time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. Castle Welling's a lovely spot. I've canoed in the lake there. It's delicious. Rent a mountain bike. SQ. Everybody's saying hello already. We better say hello. SQ, right. Thomas Jones, Michael Matthews, Ian Foley, Cian Boland, Patrick Mulkey, Michael Caldwell, Tony Sillett, Julie Mason, Jordy Burke. Michael Caldwell was there last night, was he? Yes.
Michael was there last night. Yep, wasn't drinking because he had to drive. We took a few measures home with him. And good. Thanks very much, Michael. He helped us clear up at the end and stuff. And nice guy, really nice guy. So yeah, thanks very much for that.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Now we do a bit of news, won't we? Because we've quite a bit to get through here tonight.
We will do a wee bit of news. As soon as I understand why the news didn't load or fire there. But there you go. Talk away.
Well, what I'll do is I'll talk about the news to start with, because the big story this week is down in the Republic. They have they've announced plans to put warnings on alcohol bottles. Remember, Ireland was the first place to ban smoking in pubs and stuff, and they've sort of taken this as that they are running along with these warnings and so on and so forth. And what they're wanting to do is, it's Stephen Donnelly's the health minister, and he's wanting to put warnings on bottles of alcohol, telling you of all the ailments and maladies that can happen. And I am not in any way undermining this. I have personal experience with people who have unfortunately passed away through alcohol, so I know what I'm talking about. All right.
Okay.
So what he's doing is he wants to put these warnings on. Now, I think most people know alcohol, if you abuse it, like anything else, is harmful to you. Now, at the minute, the Republic's losing 6,000 people a year to alcohol-related deaths. And it's a key point, the related deaths. That's something we have to we'll get back to in a wee minute. Now, this has caused all kind of ructions with the rest of the EU because, and I know that this is a cultural thing. I mean, I'm as Irish as anybody on the planet. Scotland tends to have a bit of this. England tends to have this cultural thing as well, where people from these islands, we tend to drink to excess. Right? We know this. This is not
binge drinking, really, isn't it? Yeah.
However, most people don't drink every day. They maybe only drink once a week, once every fortnight, and they drink quite a lot. Whereas this has caused ructions because people in Italy and France have a glass of wine with their dinner, maybe a little glass. Now, these are people with some of the longest life expectancies of any countries in the world. And because the Republic of Ireland is in the EU, some of them have said that this is, and I quote, represents a significant, unjustified and disproportionate barrier to free trade. Okay. So the label that you've brought up there in the red writing, that's what's going to go on to a whiskey bottle or a wine bottle or other bottles. Okay. Now, when you look at something like the Dunville's bottle,
which is beautiful, yeah.
Right. And then you have to stick these labels on. Now, it's only a few steps away until you get to what they do with cigarettes. And the people say, oh, no, it's not. It's never going to be like that. Bollocks. We all know where these things lead. If you prohibit something in a chain of things, it ends up being the same as it would be the cigarettes. Right. So you put these labels on. The next thing you say, oh, no, it can only be a standardized bottle because we don't want to glamorize it. Then it has to be a plain label with just the name of the whiskey on the front of it. We know where these lead, okay? That's what's going to happen. So you've all this.
But that's like making all cars the same, so that when people get knocked down, they don't know what they get knocked down by.
Well, it's kind of. There's a huge difference between buying a quality product like this and buying your cheapo, really cheap blended scotch from the supermarket for £14-15 a bottle just to go and get wasted with. Now, no one wants to see people be dying from alcohol poisoning, but alcohol-related deaths, what comes under that category is people who are drunk doing silly things. Okay? So the guy who gets pissed and climbs up the ladder and falls off a ladder. No, Justin, you're one step beyond, boy. One step too quick.
Oh, right.
No, so it's not a health precaution. You know, if you drink and then jump in the car and drive, well, there's a law against that. And having you're going to get liver disease isn't going to stop the guy from climbing up a pole, showing off to his mates drunk and falling. You know, so that's still included in this. So the Italians, the French, do you know who drinks the most frequently of any nation? I was surprised by this. In Europe, in Europe.
The most of any Finland.
No, what I mean is the most frequent drinkers. So the French a lot of them will have a glass of wine with their dinner every day. But this, the most people who drink most often is the Portuguese. Yep.
Okay.
So, and it's by a margin too. I did a little bit of digging on the figures. So the Portuguese actually drink more frequently than anybody else.
I was saying this thing during the week that actually, believe it or not, Ireland is not the potato eating capital of the world. It's actually somewhere in Eastern Europe or somewhere like that. Eats twice as many potatoes as we do.
Raisha Gorbachev, she produced a book called, what was it, 150 Ways or something to cook potatoes.
Yes.
But no, this is Michael Matthews, another half-baked idea to destroy the Irish whiskey industry, making laws to sort out the minority, not the majority madness. Right, well, that's just the way things are going these days. I mean, it's just the vast majority of people can sit and have a couple of drinks of an evening. It's not going to do anybody any harm. It certainly doesn't do the French any harm. I mean, this is what's confounded doctors for years. You know, the French could smoke their Galois cigarettes, drink wine with their lunch, drink wine with their dinner, drink a drop of wine in the evening, and live to in their 90s. And you know, the oldest person ever recorded to live was French. It was 126 or something she lived to.
Right.
And her name was Shani, and there was a great story about it because there was a solicitor in her hometown who, when she was like 85, decided to buy her house. He gave her money for a house and said, "Oh, you can have the rest of your days in it." And he died something like 25 years before she did.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that one.
Yeah,
I vaguely remember that one.
No,
Yeah, very good.
I mean, if everybody, if you think you have a problem with alcohol, you probably have. If you're drinking till you get paralytic drunk every night of the week, you have a problem. A label's not going to stop you from doing that. Okay, banning smoking really became unfashionable when people realised just how bad it is for you. I smoked 30 a day back in the day. You know, I stopped about 16 years ago, but I was smoking 30 cigarettes a day at the time. And then I realised I didn't actually miss cigarettes when I was off them. I just disliked not having them, which is a different. Once you get it in your head, I was able to stop. But it's just stupid. Ireland has 6,000 deaths a year from alcohol, but that includes people who are drunk and fall down the stairs. It includes people who are drunk in the car. No, I mean, so it covers a whole lot of it. So it's not actually this thing.
There's too many busybodies out there. Too many busybodies interfering.
I think, Justin, it falls down to exactly the same thing. It's that sort of inversion of health and safety. If you have one person doing health and safety, they'll spot the major problems. If you have 5 people doing it, there's 5 times more problems. And the place you work in becomes the most dangerous place in the world. We know this, and it's on a government scale. So it's just
total madness. There we go.
Aye, so that's what we're going to get on the thing. Right, that's enough of that. Fed up listening to it. But this kind of shit. The next story tells you why you shouldn't be trusting a lot of this stuff. Because, do you remember last week we were talking about the Virginia State Lottery for those 4 bottles of whiskey? Now,
yeah.
They've done an investigation this week and published and gave out a report. It's one that you brought up a wee second ago. Now,
we can read it. It's big enough to read. Yeah.
There was two entrants, or two entrants won all 4 bottles, and 50 won 3 of them. Right? They what a news station did. I watched the news report. They got a professor to study the statistics to find out what the chances were of one person winning all 4 bottles. Right? So I thought this was pretty good. Now, just the Virginia state says that there was no inappropriate behaviour, only an issue in the sorting of the lottery data in the software. So for that, read a balls up. All right, okay. So this is what the professor said. The manner in which the entries were sorted contributed to a statistically normal result. That's what the state said. The professor calculated that the odds of 1, not 2, people winning all 4 bottles was 1 billion to 1, roughly. Right? Now, to put that in comparison, to win the Euro Millions is a 1 in 139,883 183,160 chance. Right? So about 140 million to 1 to win the lottery. 1 billion to 1. Being struck by lightning twice, 1 in 9 million.
There's something going on there, definitely, isn't there?
Aye, it's a total cock-up is what it is. And they've been caught on. But there's what was it they said? It's statistically abnormal results. 1 in 1 billion is a bit more than a statistical anomaly. It's called a cock-up. Certainly is. People running Virginia State are the same sort of people who've been running the Republic's health board, where they're telling people, "Oh no, you can't drink. It's bad for you." You know, but That's the sort of people you're dealing with. Anyway, politicians.
Good. Well, anything going to be done about that, do you think?
Probably not. They've said they're going to review their policies going forward. But I should imagine if you looked at it, there's a statistical anomaly that my brother happened to win over all of them. I'm awful sorry, said the state governor.
I know. Listen, are we turning into these two old codgers?
Well, probably. Let's get pissed. For anyone who doesn't know, this is a Scottish show that was on called Still Game. And they've won a trademark dispute with Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels thought, right. Jack and Victor have brought out a whiskey. Surprise, surprise, they've brought out a whiskey, right? But Jack Daniels thought that people might confuse the two brands. Yeah. Aye.
One's Tennessee Sour Mash whiskey and the other's Scottish Rot Gut.
Yeah. So someone is going to confuse Glasgow with Lynchburg, Tennessee. Nah. So I get kicked out. That's what it did. Now, Brian Foreman, the owner of Jack Daniels, were ordered to pay damages to the tune of £3,200. Yeah.
Oh.
Aye.
That's basically a nominal fee.
Put it like
nominal.
This. Yeah. It's not even a nominal fee, Justin. There wouldn't even be a statistical anomaly like the Virginia lottery people.
Listen, if you're watching tonight, remember to comment, like, and share. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're LinkedIn, Twitch, Telegram, Twitter. And wherever you get your podcast from, we usually upload something or other at some time in the week. So, where are we heading to next?
Well, the thing is, if you just pull up the Jack and Victor, just to make sure that people don't get confused in the future between Gentleman Jack or Jack Daniels with the Jack and Victor bottles.
I can't find the Jack and Victor bottles.
Oh, you can't find the link.
I can't find the link. Hold on to find it. Hold on. I have it.
Right,
Jack and Victor. Jack and Victor is coming. We will see. There it comes. Sure. Has it come? Has it arrived? Has it blocked it? No, it hasn't. There it is. There we go.
Right. Click onto the whiskey.
Whiskey. Yep.
Right, click on it. Just so people don't get confused, that is a Jack and Victor bottle.
I tell you what, it's pretty stylish, isn't it?
I know you said it was gut rot. It's not gut rot.
What is it? Is it high quality stuff? Is it? Yeah.
Well, I don't know what price it is, but I'll not be cheap.
Well, I'll tell you what price it is. I can see it. It's £35. On the gift pack, it's £45. And it looks all right.
Yeah.
The branding's strong. The branding's brilliant.
Don't confuse it with Jack Daniels, folks. All right.
I think it's completely. I mean, that's gold and black and white, and they're just black and white. I mean, I don't think you could mistake Jack Daniels for anybody else. You know.
Well, that's kind of the point of Jack Daniels. The fact that the branding on it's so strong and pretty much nailed on. It's perfect. Is the branding on Jack Daniels.
Maybe they're getting anxious because people were pouring it away because they didn't like the way it was being presented.
Oh, well, that's another thing. Your man, you're talking about the guy thought Jack Daniels went woke, so he just burnt all his stuff and then it couldn't catch fire.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Fair play to Ford and Greg from Still Game. They stood up and won. The episode when they visited the distillery, I haven't seen that one. It's brilliant. I don't know why this isn't syndicated in national BBC. It's only in Scottish BBC. This is an absolute brilliant show. And there's Whiskey Nova saying it's a Loch Lomond brand. Yeah. It's grand. There you go. You live and learn.
So. Yeah, I live and learn. So. Anyway, don't confuse Jack and Victor with Jack Daniels, folks. Okay, one will say Scotch on it. The other says Tennessee whiskey. One of them will be one of the biggest selling whiskies in the world. Jack and Victor they're not going to be up there with the best selling whiskies in the world. So thank you, Jack Daniels. Pay up your £3,200, and as they boys say, let's get pissed.
Okay,
please drink
take it
easy, kids. Anyway, moving over to a food issue this time, Justin. Okay, you all right?
Are we?
Can you calm
I can
yourself?
find that one, no problem.
Oh, there's a shock. I'm surprised. I am shocked and surprised that Justin has managed to find the food thing. Now, what this is, it's Roe and Co are doing a summer garden. It's like a drink food hookup thing. It's running through June, July, and August. So they have 3 different local restaurants doing collaborations. So Crudo runs from the 9th of June to the 1st of July, Thursday to Saturday, where it's Mediterranean. Italy meets Ireland with aperitivo and antipasti vibes. Antipasti vibes, Justin, you'll be all excited about that.
Yes.
So yeah, so that sounds pretty good. After that, then it is Orale, which is Mexican. So that'll all be spicy stuff. You'll not like that, Justin. You can't eat it. Orale's tasting menu will showcase plenty of local Irish and seasonal suppliers and a menu of vibrant, colourful Mexican-inspired dishes. Local seasonal Mexican in Dublin. Okay. They will pair excellent with Roe's unique and interesting whiskey cocktails. It does look pretty tasty, to be fair. And then the last one is Hakahan. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. Hakahan, which means literal translation is man from Hakka. So it's a region in China. So this is Chinese food.
It all looks lovely.
This summer will be provided by Roe and Co guests with a modern Chinese menu, inspiring you to reimagine how delightful Chinese food is when paired with a Roe and Co whiskey cocktail. Now, doesn't that sound absolutely delicious? Absolutely delicious, just absolutely delicious. No, it's good. But like this, I'll still not be as good as the Go Sun, and it certainly won't be as good as Chinese beef curry and chips. Don't care what the fuck it is.
Or your Julie's pierogi.
Oh my! Aye, or her mum's gochujang.
Yeah,
lovely. All that kind of stuff. But no, that would be really tasty. But it'd be nice to get down and do that. One of them, wouldn't it, Justin?
It would be. It would be. I've already booked all 3. No, I haven't really, but it does look really good. It does.
Well, knowing you for your rich list, you'll be getting them delivered. Some Somali boy on an electric bike coming up from Dublin with it. I mean, winging his way up on his wee electric bike.
I know. I must admit, if I ever win the lottery, I'll get a wardrobe with the door shuts. There you go.
Brilliant. Now, this is last bit of the news. Just across the water from me. Just across the water from me. Plans announced this week. Another Campbelltown distillery. Excellent. We like Campbelltown distilleries. The more the merrier. So plans are submitted for a new one. Brave New Spirits have plans for, and the former RAF Machrihanish base.
Oh, I know somebody used to work there.
National Secrets, Justin.
Oh, right. National Secrets. Oh, it's not that person. It's another person.
All right. Okay.
It's another person. Another person. I didn't know that person worked there.
No, well, put it like this. This is in the base. Now, if you pull up the map there, Justin, just pull that up for us if you can.
Yeah.
I put a circle around where the base is, and you can see that it's actually right across the entire peninsula. So I'll probably be able to see this from my house. This distillery.
No, you're looking at this side. You're looking at that side. Yes, the other side.
No, I'm looking down at the bottom side, really. But
yeah,
it's literally just right across the water. Now this is going to be the Witchburn. Sorry, I wrote this down wrong. Witchburn Distillery, and it's going to produce peated and unpeated single malt. 5-ton mash tun, which works out probably about 2 million LPA, quite a big distillery. 2 wash stills, 2 spirit stills, net zero, good on. Renewable energies. We're going to mature on site. We're going to create 30 new jobs, and that's going to be 6 distilleries in Campbelltown.
That's nearly as good as the 15 in Islay.
Well, many is there now? Whatever it is, I can't even remember these days because they keep threatening new
How
brands.
many did there used to be in Campbelltown? It was something like 32 or something like that you know of.
I think there was at one point there was over 30, and there's been something like 36 in it at a time. But most of them are tiny little affairs. So this is quite a big outfit. 2 million LPA is a lot. But
What do you think about their logo? Is it the witch's hat and a still at the same time?
well, that's it. But on the website, they give a sort of description of some of this. So it's quite a funky little website. The word witch originally meant folk healers, mostly wise women, using herbs and power of imagination. And then burn. The word burn comes from Scots Gaelic. It means a naturally occurring freshwater stream. So yeah, so witch burn. So the healing waters or something they'll probably come out with. But yeah, put it like this: the more the merrier. The more whiskey that's produced in Campbelltown, the better, as far as I'm concerned, because it's superb stuff. Springbank, top drawer, Ben Scotia, lovely, as we well know.
I'd love to go back there. That looks superb. We've been past, the bus came down past that airbase, didn't it? Yeah.
Did it?
I say bus. Don't you say my Learjet. It was the bus. It was the bus.
The Airbus, Justin's Airbus.
Yeah, it's not an Airbus. It's a subsidiary of Airbus. I've told you that before.
All right, okay, right. Sorry. But no, as I say, another new distillery to catch up with the Dalriada one, and what's the other one? Is it Oran or something? Can't remember. But that'll take us to 6 distilleries in Campbelltown, thus securing its appellation as a whisky region.
But that means you can't stay a week, and you have to stay an entire week to visit them all.
Aye. Ah, well. Boo-hoo. Aye.
Scotland's a big place with many more accessible places. Repopulating Campbelltown, which is so hard to get to, just seems a little daft to me.
Well,
gosh almighty, what? That's a harsh comment.
No, well, I think the thing is, it's kind of awkward to get to, but so just
that's half the fun of it. Scenic boat journey, the beautiful bus journey where you break it up and it gives you a wee break for a toilet and away and all. It's brilliant. And of course, it only takes 15 minutes in the Learjet by the time it gets up and down again. So it's all right.
Justin's net zero credentials.
They're as good as Gary Lineker's.
But no, as I say, that the more Campbelltown whiskey being pumped out, the better, as far as I'm concerned. I think it's a no-brainer to build one down there, because people go into these whiskey regions. Yeah, Speyside is dozens of distilleries. So yeah, no, good on them. The more the merrier. Now, we talked about last night, won't we?
I think we shall.
I had a great night last night. It was superb. It was part of the May Festival. I was approached by Ballyclare Council to do a whisky tasting, which is a bit of a strange thing for them. It wasn't really something that they normally include in the festival. So they approached me, asked me to do it, told me to put it together, and said that it was a bit subsidised. So get reasonable whiskies for the guys that are coming down, and they were going to subsidise it a bit. So that was all well and good. So these are the 4 whiskies that I got, people. All to tell a little bit of a story. And a good night was had by all. Now, they went in ascending order, so a 5, 10, 13, 16. But same age as Philip Schofield's boyfriend, roughly. If you don't know who Philip Schofield is, just Google it. You'll find out. But yeah, so this was what they got last night. It was super nice whiskies, decent people, good crack, and my friend Kieran was providing some music.
So we're getting technical things. John Redmond says, think you're frozen on Facebook. It could be your connection, because I'm pretty sure I would have got a message if we're frozen on Facebook. Remember, social tariffs are a way of getting Facebook cheaper. and I'm just going to check on Facebook and see if we are frozen on Facebook. And I don't think we are. If we are frozen on Facebook, switch over to the other side. You won't be able to hear this because we're frozen like this. But if we're not, you should be able to see it. Is it? We're not frozen. We're definitely not frozen.
Yep.
There you go.
No.
All good there. Frank Hearn saying it's all good. Jackie McCauley, hey guys, he's watching us on Facebook. And John Rents, listen, switch over to YouTube anyway and hit subscribe because YouTube works on the TV a lot easier than Facebook as well. So there you go. Simple.
No, so as I say, my friend Kieran, what we did was we did a bit of a whiskey history, bit of an idea of where it came from, how it all came about, and while people were doing the tastings, we got Kieran to play a bit of music, and it was superb.
Shall we play it?
Yeah, go on ahead.
Wow. I'm so glad he was there because he's a great sound system there.
Oh, and he's great in the violin. He plays everything. He does all classical stuff, but he also does traditional Irish. He does Scottish Ceilidh. He does bluegrass and all that. So he related all of the songs were whiskey related in some way, and he's a storyteller, so he was able to go up and tell the story and then play the violin. So if anybody's ever looking at a violinist, a fiddle player, for any reason, whatever you can think of, I can't recommend him enough. He's a gentleman too, a really, really nice guy. Really, really nice guy.
Big crowd there too as well, actually.
Well, there was heading towards 60 at it. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And the connection with these whiskeys was sort of Ulster Scotch thing, was it?
Well, that was kind of the reason of it. It was basically a showcase a lot of Irish whiskey, and they're all different. So you have the bourbon cask, PX sherry, French red wine, and then sort of complex maturation. So yeah, there was kind of an idea, and well, this one's going into Lough Gill. This was a big brand of an old brand that's been resurrected. This is, well, it can only be bought in the Friend of Hand up in Willie's place. And then this, obviously, Bushmills is dead easy. You know?
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. I think with that kind of turnout, it's the sort of thing that lots of councils across Northern Ireland would consider doing again. Well,
I mean, it's a nice evening. It's not a drinking session. People are not coming to get absolutely hammered. They're coming to have a quality whiskies, a bit of a laugh, and try and make it funny. And the difference between the likes of myself doing, I'm not putting anybody down from any of the brand ambassadors and stuff, but I do anybody, I can put in because I'm doing it myself, so I don't have to worry about I can only do these two whiskies and making cocktails and stuff. I can do what I like, and if I don't particularly like a whiskey, I can quite turn around and say that because I'm independent,
I want to hear some more of this music. I'm going to hit play. Wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Oh no, it was good. It worked really well. So yeah, there's Dickhead himself.
I thought you looked tired there. Actually,
I've been working every day. I was supposed to be working tomorrow, but I'm not working tomorrow. It's a whole whatever. But I have a quick run to do up to the airport tomorrow, and then I'm off.
You're using the jet again, are you? Oh, that's all right. Enjoy.
Yeah. No, as I say, it's I've been working every day, and I say work. It makes it sound really taxing. It's not really. It's not really work. It's work, but it's not. It's tiring, but it's not heavy work. But
where are we heading next then? Because we're halfway through the show, and we still have to visit Lough Gill, and we still have to visit Achill Island. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on Telegram, we're LinkedIn. Make sure you share it. folks.
I'm going to do something a wee bit different because I was down over in Mayo. I'll keep my eyes because I'll drink that in a wee minute. I was over in Mayo because I was picking up some whiskey. Surprise, surprise. We went to Achill Island. Now, there's a bit of a misconception that there's no whiskey in Connacht. Ulster, Leinster, Munster, and then our Connacht over in the west. And, well, it's just not true. There's quite a few, actually. I'm going to repopulate the desk here. Give me a wee second, because I'm going to show you just some of the ones that there is. We'll start with Connacht whiskey itself. Right? This is the Connacht Distillery. This is their first release. And a lot of the ones that I'm going to be showing are actually part of my collection. The stuff I really like, I really want the first releases from distilleries, just as a sort of statement pieces, if you like, you know. So the Connacht Distillery down there, this is their own first product. Brought it out. I think there's no shortage of the bottles of this. There's like 6,000 of these produced. It was like £100 a bottle. Really reasonable for the first product. Good on them. Like that. It's nice. Next up, bear with me. This is what I was going down to pick up. Because we went over to the Achill Island Distillery, who just before end of November, I don't think that's out of the box yet. End of November, released their own product. And it's only a 3-year-old whiskey. But
I have to get a bottle off you before you go away as well, don't I?
Well, we need to do it really quick because I'm away in. Aberdeen, I'm heading off. So this is a 3-year-old whiskey, but it's their first release. And it comes in this rather fetching, beautiful red box.
Mm-hmm.
Again, limited edition, but very reasonably priced. Just have to check and make sure. Not nice. Okay.
That's very nice.
So,
very nice indeed.
Makes a nice collectible bottle because it's their first release. Now you can drink away at it if you like, and if you wish to keep that, what you can do is have this. This is their own whiskey now, and it's basically the same liquid in this as in this, but this is their the first island whiskey in Ireland. Ireland's first island whiskey. So it's
substantial looking bottle, that.
It's look at the glass at the bottom of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The bottle's quite Bushmillies looking. I don't mean to be cheeky, but people say make the comparison, so I'm doing it for them. But this has got its own in it. They had to get their own molds and stuff made. These things are not cheap to do. Okay. It's very easy to pick an off the shelf bottle, stick your whiskey in it, and fire it out. When you have your own molds to get made, I mean, it's not cheap. And for guys who are on a budget, let's be honest, it's important. Now, we'll be talking a bit more about the Achill Island Distillery later on, because I've got a lovely guy down there, really, really nice guy. Got to have a yarn with him. Then we have this one from the Shed Distillery. So Drumshambo, this is their first release. This is Pot Still first release. Now they have a few other things that are on sale at the minute. What's the other one they have? A Pinot Noir. Pot Still Pinot Noir for sale.
Very reasonably priced selection there, Marty.
Well, that's it, Justin. You know, they're reasonable enough. First of all, when people say, "Oh, but it's new make and stuff," or new make, it's very young. But yeah, you know, these guys don't have massive resources, and yeah, they're doing something different. It's their own spirit. We kind of want to support them. This is an interesting one.
There's William McLaren saying he was talking to the guy from the Shed today.
From the Shed today. Excellent, William.
Coincidence, that is, yeah.
This is quite an interesting one. I'll just show this because this is another first release. Now, I didn't want to have these all in thing, so bear with me 2 seconds. Because we don't want to drop this one. This is a bit interesting, Justin, right? This opens up thusly. Okay?
Okay.
Now, it says on it, the Seaborn Spirit. It is first release, single malt spirit drink. It doesn't say whiskey. Why does it not say whiskey, Justin? If it's single malt, it's from the Clare Island Distillery. Why does it not say that? Why, Justin? Why? Mystery.
No idea. No idea.
It's because it was aged on a ship. So it left the island of Ireland to be aged on a boat. So it's technically not whiskey.
Is it Madeira wine?
It was aged on a boat. So therefore, it left the island, so it's not whiskey. Can't be classified as Irish whiskey. But this is their first release of their spirit, and this is quite collectible now. It would be considered something quite, well, probably a little bit rare, you know. So I'll move that out of the way.
You're into first editions, aren't you? Really?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the things that I really like to collect. I like the stuff that's out first because I don't know. It's just as if you want to build a collection, I think that's a really nice collection to have. The first releases from the distilleries. Some of them can be pricey enough, you know, but yeah, if you're going to buy a bottle of Middleton that you're never going to collect the full collection of, you maybe just want whatever, and you sell your stuff on, then I think those are nice ones to have. But that's just me. That's my personal preference. But while I was down there, I'll give you a run through of the guys that are down there. You have the Connaught, you have Mickle Distillery. Do you remember we interviewed Porrick a long time ago? Good looking Porrick, nice looking guy.
Yes.
Porrick. Do you remember him?
Yes. Yeah.
Lovely fella, really nice. Galway's down there, Lough Mask, Lough Gill, which we'll be getting to in a wee minute. The Shed Distillery, Clare Island, Achill Island, Ahashgra, we had on building their distillery. And then Grace O'Malley. Grace O'Malley's down that way as well. Well, you don't have a distillery, but they're got their whiskey brand. Remember Grace O'Malley with the? No, you remember Grace O'Malley? Well, you'll not remember.
I don't remember anything about Grace O'Malley.
You were pissed as a fart that night. No, Grace O'Malley, the bottle with the wee black bodice, you know that one. But yeah, it's so there's a lot more there than you think. Now.
You're being asked if you got any of the water for first releases, Marty.
No, but you could probably pick them up now for a couple £100. Probably pick up the whole lot. No, I don't. I wouldn't really have the room for all of them. I think they look class. I have about 6 or 7 bottles of Waterford over there, but no, I don't have all of those first releases because the Pilgrimage would be the one that would fit for what I want. But the one we went to, I got a run round the Lough Gill site with the fantastic Helen Mulholland. She very kindly took us round a little run and showed me the site and the project. It's enormous. It is. It's well. Bring up some of the photos. Now, this is Hazelburn House. This is the actual old estate house. I'm not going into too much detail about the house because it was owned by the Winds. It sits right down on Lough Gill, which I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Now, if you see just there on the left side of the building, totally out of character is an old fire escape. I should imagine that'll be demolished. But it is a listed building. The same guy who designed this building, this was his first building. Same guy that designed Powers Court designed this. And this was his first place in Ireland. Just skip on a bit, buddy.
Yep. Just coming up.
Yeah, so this is the garden. They're doing the gardens. There's 100 acres on the site. 100 acres. Um, so as you can imagine, some of it has been left to rack and ruin. Sazerac have taken it over and are, in Helen's words, they're in no hurry to do anything. It's just okay, okay, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll get it right, do it right the first time. And she says there's a joy to work with. Spend as much, whatever money you need. If you want to buy these, do that. We'll get the garden all right. The house, work in progress.
Stunning views.
Oh, I mean, this is all of this now. This part is open to the public, so this is all the estate. You can walk down down to the water. Just across the water, you have a beautiful big white horse. Beautiful thing. This is an old derelict building. I'm told that as part of a 10-year project, 10 years in the making, this is going to be remodified, built up. It'll be a wedding venue, that kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, this is in the still house. There's 3 stills pumping away at the minute, making about 1 million LPA. But to be honest, for the likes of Sazerac, 1 million LPAs, a drop in the ocean. These are the original stills that were put into Lough Gill. I think immediately, as soon as they want, they can just double that easy enough. However, where the house is, that where the house is, out the back of the house is an old videotape factory. It's enormous, absolutely enormous. It's the undercover under the building is 7 acres. That's where the still house is now. It ain't the prettiest inside, but I am assured by Helen that it's an awful lot prettier now than it was when they moved in. It's tidied up, it's cleaned up. Okay, it's not sparkling, it's not the prettiest thing to look at, but the sheer potential, I mean, the maturation units alone, it's huge. It's a huge area, and a fraction of it's being used at the minute. So skip along.
I mean, this is all inside the estate still.
No,
is
no,
it? Yes.
no. That's actually outside. This is a public walkway.
Right. Okay. Wow.
It's still the estate, but it's open up. That section's all open to the public. This is it's kind of the driveway. The way it was built on the left there. This is from the front step. On the left, you'll come up in. The idea was you didn't actually see the house until you got up there, and then you saw the house in all its grandeur. And as far as I know, they're going to try and keep that. That's the way they're going to do it. On a clear day, apparently the view from there is magnificent. Unfortunately, whenever I went down, it was a little bit overcast. So yeah, just more of the grounds, more of the grounds.
And they're going to restore all of this.
Now it is a listed building, so obviously there's a whole pile of protection orders. Just skip back to that's myself and the wonderful Helen having in deep discussion, wandering around the States. Me pretending to know what I'm talking about, and Helen very, very kindly humouring me.
This has already been done up, but the looks of it.
No,
it's good nick.
Well, it's some pretty good nick, but there's lots of work needing done. The whole place is in need of lots of TLC. But let's be honest, Sazerac have the resources to do pretty much anything they want. It is 10 years in as a project, and Helen has said what she said to me was, she said, they're just a joy to work for. She says there's no pressure to do anything. If you have a problem, ring them up. If you there's not really anybody on site to they are distilling, and the guy who's doing the distilling is basically running the factory element of it, if you like. She's just getting her lab set up. Now she's doing some. I have to be very careful what I say here because I'm not allowed to tell. I'm not allowed to disclose what I was told. But let's just say she she's doing some experimental stuff distillation-wise that she might have done before. Let's just put it like that. That's probably the best way I can put that. Um, yeah, a bit of a modern classic. I honestly can't say anything more than that. But she's been sort of given a free rein, and oh god, we're in for a real treat in a few years' time. We really are.
It looks pristine, the whole place there.
Well, that bit that's in the still house. When you go outside of it and you start going to some of the other bits of it, it does need a lot of work. But these are guys who've just spent $140 million in a distillery in Kentucky. Money's not going to be the issue. They'll just want it done right, and they don't mind taking their time to do it. But the whole place just has it. There's nobody really there. I mean, there's only a few people working in it. I think there's 2 or 3 full-time gardeners just doing getting the grounds renovated. The building work will come, but it'll take a few years to do that. But the whole thing's a 10-year project. I'm just slid down my chair. I look like a burst sofa sitting there. But no, it's a 10-year project. And she says it's just, if she wants certain casks that she wants, she says she'll just phone. She started off, she said, she just phoned up and said, look, there's these casks that I might have available. They're pricey, but they're going to be really good. And they basically said, why are you even ringing us? Just buy them. You know what? This is a woman who's come from Bushmills. Bushmills, that didn't happen. Try and get them as cheap as possible, arguing over stuff. It says these guys are just buy what you want. Just spend whatever you need and get whatever you want. So
beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. I'm just sorry I didn't get to go with you because Achill Island looked even more stunning.
Well, we went down. We stayed a few days down in Achill Island. It's a bit of a trek for us from here. It is a bit remote, but God, it's worth it. It's worth making the journey down. Got down. Now I bought this. Well, I had a few to pick up. I bought this when they released it. Phoned up that day, said, "Look, can I get some of them?" Got those. And they very kindly said, look, we don't ship, but we'll hold them for you. I was like, oh, brilliant. Thanks very much. So I couldn't get down any earlier. Totally off the bat, decided, right, couple of quick days, drive down, take the 4.5 hours to get down, book the B&B, went down, didn't announce that I was coming, went up, met Sean. Do you remember we interviewed Sean a while back? It's a fair while ago now. Met him on the way out. And I said, how you doing, buddy? And he was like, oh, right. Right. Oh, look, he says, I'm just heading out the door. But if you want to come back, I'll get an interview with you. And I thought, right, well, fine. Now, where this place is, Achill Island's obviously not a big place, but the roads on it kind of do a figure of 8. So there's kind of a north bit of the island and a south bit of the island. And they're both different in many ways. Beautiful. I mean, beautiful place. But where the distillery is, it's kind of in the centre of the figure of 8. So you kind of have to go by it no matter what way you do it. If you just do the south bit of the island, you kind of have to go past it. And if you're going up to the Keene Beach, you have to go past it. But when you pull into the car park, lots of these distilleries, they've got a wee bit at the front or such. Then you have to pay to go a bit further. These guys don't. You walk in, the stills are sitting up there. There's a bar behind you on your left. There's a shop, a retail bit. There's guys working away, walking about. And it kind of just has a feeling of just like an open house. You just come on in, say hello. If you want to do an in-depth tour, you can book that. But just a really, really nice place. Now, the guy who showed us around was a young guy called Kenneth. Hilariously funny. Really, really nice guy. I managed to grab a bit of an interview with him. As I say, he doesn't do the PR. He works there. His dad's the head distiller, but I thought, grab Kenneth. he's the new sort. He's one of the new guys working in the whiskey industry. He's only a young kid of 21. I thought, we'll get him. We'll get him.
Here we go.
So I'm travelled all the way down here to Achill Island. This is taking a long time now, Kenneth. This is taking a long time. This is 5 hours of driving all the way down here just to come here to pick up a wee bottle for myself. Now, to be fair, and well, I picked a couple of bottles up for Willie Jack and the friend at hand as well. But I'm joined by Kenneth. Kenneth,
how you doing? Nice to meet you.
I'm doing okay, buddy. I'm doing okay. This is the first time I've been down this way.
Yeah.
And your distillery, the whole setup's fantastic.
We try our best now. You know, when we first started up, we wanted to just make this place not just a distillery, but welcoming for visitors also.
Yeah.
So it's the whole experience is what we want for people to see when they come in. Yeah.
But it's nice because the door's open, and there's people just come wandering in. I saw people earlier on just come wandering in, have a look around, take a couple of pictures.
Yeah.
You know, nice.
No, it's nice. It's a nice little touch for the island as well. Like there's not really that much going on. We're here open 24/7 all months of the year. So, you know, if there's nothing really to do around the island, you can pop in, have a visit, have a bit of a drink, you know.
Aye.
Very nice with my sips now, so if you want a bit more extra, you know, give me the old hint.
Yeah, it's quite generous.
Yeah, so, yeah, no, we're doing something good for the community. And, you know, it's such a good thing to see, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, the two stills, now the setup behind me, you have about a 1 ton mash tun.
Yeah.
And then the thing that interests me is the fermentation. It's a full week fermentation you're doing.
Yeah. So we have 7 fermenters, one for each day of the week. So as soon as we use one, we fill one back up straight away. So it's kind of easier when we have 7 if we're doing 7 days fermentation, and we can track easily which one we use next.
Yeah. Now, so 7 days fermentation, pulling out lots of flavour, the wee yeast doing its thing, you know.
Yeah. No, like the spirit that we've been pulling out. You know, especially if we're doing a rerun or if we're cleaning out the stills or whatever, you know, it's really, really rich stuff. The sweetness from it is absolutely mind blowing. It's gorgeous. Really, really nice.
It is. I got a taste of it there. Now, you're doing mainly malt at the minute, but there is pot still coming.
Yeah. So there's pot still on the way. We're just waiting for that to age a little bit. You know, we've gotten samples of it, you know, every single month to see how it's doing. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So we're just, you know, we're all like kids in a candy shop. We all want to pick the best sweet.
Of course.
Pretty much this is going to be the big one. Yeah.
And now the pot still is malted, unmalted, and oats.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And can you tell me what sort of roughly percentage malt or oats content it is?
I don't think I can say that yet. We just have to wait and see until it's been released. Yeah.
Good, and that'll be coming roughly when?
Probably in the middle of this year or near the end of this year. It's sometime around that time. So we just have to finalise everything.
So it'll be this year it's coming out, yeah.
This year, yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. Now, the still setup.
Yeah.
Now, Katie and Kelly.
That's it.
Tell me who they are.
So they're the 2 sisters of the 2 boys that own this place. So originally this place is set up by a man called John McKay, a very, very nice man. Unfortunately, he only passed away. And Sean and Michael are the ones that run this place now. Yeah. So one of them is louder than the other, so that's why they're called Katie and Kelly. Yeah. And I'll let you guess which one is loudest.
Well, all I will say is my fiance's sister's called Kelly, and she can be quite loud. So
well,
I'm not
there
saying.
You go. You know which one is Katie or Kelly.
Now, you have your 19-year-old, the Founders Reserve.
Yeah.
You have a 10-year-old. You have a blend.
Yeah.
And now you have your own Achill Island.
Yeah. So when we first started this place, we're obviously called Irish American. We wanted to make something for the island, obviously because Achill Island is booming at the moment. Everybody is coming from all parts of the world, and we wanted to release something very special just for the island alone. And we only released it there about 2 weeks ago. We have a range of different products. We have a 3-year-old single malt whiskey, and we have our poaching as well. Very, very strong. 60%, gorgeous, a lot of sweetness to it. You should definitely try it out. We have our pink gin also. We have our vodka. Really, really nice stuff.
Now, the poaching.
Yeah.
What's it called, and why is it called that?
Well, kids at home, don't be listening to this part now. PG warning. No, it's okay. So it's called the Bud On. So what is that exactly? So it's an Irish saying: if you drink a bit of poaching, it'll give you the horn. So on the bottle itself, we have a ram. Just obviously for the horn. But it's a nice little funny touch, you know. Someone comes in and they're like, "Oh, why put on this, that, and the other?" But you know, that's why it's coming.
And what's the poachine made of? What's the poachine from?
It's a single malt.
It's a single malt.
Single malt premium poachine. There's no potatoes. There's no bananas. No nothing. This is, you know, premium stuff, and you can really taste it when you drink it.
So essentially it's a new make.
Yeah.
It's a new make released as a poachine.
That's it.
Always nice to have a new make that you can compare with your aged spirit as well.
Definitely.
That's always a nice thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice thing.
Now, what's your job around here?
So I take care of the barrels. So my job, I put the new fill in. I degorge barrels also, and I make sure every barrel is, you know, in good running order. It's a really good job. I'm only 21, so I have a good few years yet to master on what I'm doing. My father is the head distiller. I mean, as an apprentice as well, Matthew. Yeah, no, we're all kind of like a family. We moved down here, myself and my father, and the rest of my brothers and sisters. We're originally from Dublin, so we moved down here about 10 years ago. And you know, there's not really that much jobs and stuff around here. My dad was always kind of into beer, so before this place it was Achill Brewery. He was working here for a while, and that place kind of just, you know, subsided.
Oh yeah.
But you know, John gave my father a chance, and kind of redeemed.
Well, there's a lot of transferable
Yeah.
skills. A lot of transferable
Yeah,
skills.
so you know, he kind of just learned his own way, and he's producing one of the best whiskies I've ever tasted. So he's doing a good job somewhere. So that's how I kind of got myself roped into here, also.
Yeah. Is it true that when you first started,
Oh, there's nothing true about that.
that your phone? What happened there?
Ah, no, it's just a bit of.
Decided to boil the yeast or something?
Oh yeah, no. It's no, we don't have to hear that story.
Oh,
but
no, that's good.
it was just a learning curve for myself. Obviously, when you're first starting to do things or anything in general, you'll do things a bit wrong, and you know, you learn from your mistakes. But I don't know, it's just a minor thing.
It's never a mistake if you learn something.
That's
the way it looks.
There's a reason why I'm in the bar room now.
Now, just a quick thing. I believe there's another brother or sister coming your way. Is your mother away?
My mother's away, so there could be we don't know yet, a new baby sister or baby boy. Yeah, that was a surprise to me. I was only in the gym, and you know, my phone starts beeping, and my auntie actually ruined it because everyone else in my family knew but me. So my auntie texted me saying like, "Oh, is it true about your mother?" I was like, you know, you think of the worst things.
Absolutely.
So I texted my mom, and she's like, "She ruined it," you know. But yeah, that's the news for
Excellent.
us.
Well, congratulations
Thank
on
you
that.
very much.
Tell your mum and dad that I'd be sending her best wishes.
Thank you.
Nice to come down here. It is a bit of a drive, but it kind of makes it all the better whenever you get here. If you're going to come to these places, come and make a bit of a pilgrimage, and you get to come and meet the likes of Kenneth. Yeah, pleasure to meet you, buddy. Pleasure to meet you here. Thanks very much.
Right.
Oh, can't hear you. Just
Fantastic. Yeah.
he was such a nice kid. I mean, just enthusiastic, funny, likes what he does, part of a family kind of vibe to it, which always helps. And he told me the story. The story he told me was he was put in charge of one of the fermentations. He was put in charge of the fermenters, and he started thinking about his phone. He ended up boiling the whole thing. So he says he just handed it off. So needless to say, that probably went down like a lead balloon. But he's a kid, you know.
But do you see how far away this is, Marty? It is a long.
Well, it's a long drive for me. Yeah, a long drive for us.
Yeah, look at that there. Look how far away this is. You know, it is a long way. And I've been out that far in Westport, but never as far as Achill Island. So it's a long way away.
I see Craig saying Achill Island's where his whiskey journey started. Honestly, it's a beautiful place. Achill's a beautiful place. And if you do go down that way, stop off at the distillery, pop your head in. You don't necessarily have to do a tour. Just pop your head in, say hello to the guys, buy yourself a bottle of something, and you'll not be disappointed. Nice, really nice spirit. Looks lovely setup. If you get a chance, speak to Kenneth because he is funny. We were chatting away, you know, obviously just general chat, and he's dead funny. Lovely kid.
What's the story behind this? I was worried in case we were going to get Zuckerberg, because we had to get that run by to see if we were going to get Zuckerberg or not. And we got approval for it. So
Well, the
what's
thing
the story with that?
Kenneth doesn't do interviews. He's 21 years old. I'm not sure, 100% sure they're going to trust him to do very much. That kind of way. So we just had to run it by Sean just to make sure that he was happy. And he came back. He says, "Oh, he's good. He's a good kid, you know." So everything was all right. But the story with the truck is a promotional thing. The whole branding. These guys are selling pretty much all their stuff to America. It's Irish American is their brand. So loads of it heading over to the States. But they keep this for the Achill Islanders. So yeah. Good.
And you got to meet you got to meet the goats as well.
Well, put it like this: this is the pot chain, and he says it's the pot, and it as young Kenneth says, it's to give you the horn. So yeah, no, just nice pictures running through the whole place.
Right. I'm trying to find the goats. I don't know where the goats have disappeared to. The goats should be there. Wait a minute, say media, Facebook. Wait a minute, say load more. Load more. Have the goats appeared? Load more. Load more. I told you there was a load of photographs.
What? I sent you them, so I know how many photographs there was.
I know. There's that many they all haven't loaded. Wait a minute, see. Let's see. I
don't think we need to do it anymore because I think the joke sort of left.
I know.
No point. It's done now.
Can't find them.
But no
goats. So the goats gone AWOL.
But no. So Connacht. Okay. There's an awful. There's more stuff down there than you think. Okay. Most of them aren't massive, although Achill's doing a million LPA, and they're supplying to other people now as well because they have their own spirit and supplying to other people.
What's the pot chain like? Did it meet the approval of the pot chain mistress?
Oh yes, she gave it the ultimate accolade. She said it's as good as Killowen.
Oh,
that's
jealous.
Big thing for her to say. But the thing is, this is 100% single malt or malted barley. You know, this is. There's no other stuff in it. This is just basically a new make spirit. And
so, could you buy a lot of that and put it in a barrel, and it would be whiskey then?
Absolutely. Although it's cut to 60%, so but that wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing in the world. But the thing is, this is a nice reference point. You sell it as a pot chain, but it's also a nice reference point to compare their other spirit. You know, you can get a bit more of pick up a bit more of the character of the Achill Island distillery heading forward. So I honestly cannot figure out why a lot of the distilleries aren't doing this. Just release a new make and call it a pot chain. It's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, I don't run distilleries, so therefore,
who knows? Great show, great stuff. Catch you again, same time, same place next week. And well, all the best. And
what are we doing next week?
No idea.
No, neither do I.
Idea.
I'm in London. I'm in London or somewhere next week.
You should have saved it. There's enough for 4 shows there, and you did it. You know.
Don't panic, Justin. Calm down, Justin. Calm down. I'm going to see where you are in the rich list again here. See if I can get a tap off you.
All right. Night,
guys. Night,
everybody. Remember to comment, like, and share. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Telegram, Twitch, Twitter, and wherever you get your podcast from.